Greetings, 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 everyone. It's Uncle V. This is the Uncle Vigilante Show. It is May 20th, and it's Friday. It's our favorite time of the week. And we have two of those favorite times of the week, don't we? Wednesday morning, 8 a.m., Crypto Coffee with Todd Lewis. So we get a little bit in the middle of the week and a little bit at the end of the week, right before you go into the weekend. And this is it's going to be an epic Friday. It's going to be an epic show. I want to do something real quick, and this is going to tee you up in a bit, Max. By the way, we have El McMurphy on the line with us, Max Freeman.
Good morning.
We have a yoga dude on the line.
Hello.
And of course, we have the hardest working uncle in crypto. And I just want to let you know, I was like, yeah, what's our friend Epic doing this morning? And I just looked at that and I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. And what's everything else doing? And I went down and what is the... Hold on, it's Coin 360, right? COIN 360.com. Let's just take a look at, I'm going to stop sharing that. And while we're up 40% today, it's looking pretty red out there. So I'd say that we're fighting the trend. And I think that's pretty good. Made my day. I really don't check price that much, but that one definitely made my day. And as we are wont to say, it is a bumpy ride up in crypto. I was listening. I like listening to Pomp. He has a podcast, and he was interviewing Peter Schiff, who's a gold bug who hates BTC. But I wanted to share just a little bit of the audio with you, just so that we can listen, because I think Peter Schiff made some really, really good points. And at bottom, it's about, BTC is great. It has been great, but it's kind of changed personalities a lot over the years. And at bottom, what is its true value? And as you all know, on Wednesday mornings, Todd Lewis and I, thank you, Max, for pinch hitting for Todd this Wednesday. We're going through a series doing just that, coming up with what the positive attributes are of superior money. And as I was listening to Peter Schiff, I was like, he's kind of doing all the check boxes or the X boxes for the process Todd and I are going to go through. So let me just kind of share that with you. And here's my QuickTime player. Is that all right, let's just listen. Let me know if you can hear this or if you can't. Might help if I press the right play button.
Present.
Can you
My
hear?
last question.
Could you hear that? Could you hear that, everyone?
I could hear it.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So I just didn't want to make sure I went too far. So I'm going to back it up. And here we go.
Present.
My last question for you. You have to answer.
Yep.
What is the point at which you will capitulate and purchase Bitcoin?
Well, so far, look, Bitcoin has not shown me anything to believe it's going to work. Remember, first, Bitcoin was marketed as a currency, as a medium of exchange. Hey, use Bitcoin to buy coffee instead of, dollars or euros. Well, that doesn't work. I mean, Bitcoin is too volatile. It's too expensive. It's too slow. People aren't buying coffee with Bitcoin. Even in El Salvador, they ain't buying coffee with Bitcoin. But then, Bitcoin was reinvented as digital gold. Well, don't buy Bitcoin, to use it as a medium of exchange, as money. Buy it as a store of value, because it's just like gold. It's digital gold. Problem is, it's nothing like gold. It doesn't have any of gold's physical properties, but it doesn't even trade like gold. I mean, it's more inversely correlated with gold than positively correlated. So I can't use Bitcoin as an alternative to gold, as a store of value. I mean, I'll just buy gold if I want gold. So what is Bitcoin? It's a highly speculative asset. Well, what's its intrinsic value? It has no intrinsic value. It just has a price, and the price is a function of what people want to pay for it? Well, if I just want to buy a purely speculative asset, there are a lot of other assets I can buy beside Bitcoin. There's a lot of other cryptocurrencies I can buy beside Bitcoin. What does Bitcoin have that makes it so special if it's just a speculative asset and it only has value if people believe that it's going to keep going up? Well, right now it's going down and it could go way down. And I think people who believe it's going to go up may start believing that it's only going to go down. I think a lot of the institutions that got suckered into Bitcoin wish they never heard of it. Look at, my friend Anthony Scaramucci, right? And Anthony, and when he got Skybridge into blockchain and crypto, I told him, I said, you are marking the top. It's going to go down historically. You got all this money into this sector and you are top taking this market. Look at his funds. Look at these vehicles that he set up, put hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars into these vehicles, and they're down 50, 60, 70%. They are obliterated, right? All this money wasted. I think a lot of these institutions are going to leave the space. I mean, all that's going to be left are the true believers, hardcore guys like you, but that's not enough to keep this pyramid going, especially when I think a lot of the hodlers are going to need to start unloading because maybe they're going to be unemployed and maybe they're going to need money for food or for rent. And, the supermarkets don't take Bitcoin. The gas stations, they don't take Bitcoin. So if all you got is Bitcoin, but you want some food and you want some gas, well, maybe you have to sell. The question is, sell to who? Because I think all the philosophically inclined believers in Bitcoin, right, they're already in. They're not left. The people who have been buying recently, apart from the institutions who have suckered their clients into it because they thought they were going to get rich, you've got people who follow celebrities, on Instagram or TikTok, pop singers or sports stars. I mean, what do these guys know? They were just buying these coins because they thought they were going to get rich because, whoever they idolized was touting it. So I think when you take away that incremental demand, there's nothing left to keep the pyramid going. And you have nothing but supply. There's not enough demand. The market is going to implode in crypto, including Bitcoin. And, it's holding in there now around 30,000. They're trying to keep it up.
You're impressed. You're impressed it's at 30,000, aren't you?
Okay, I will stop that. But it got my attention because it was really asking the questions, what is Bitcoin's intrinsic value now, today? And again, it's just, for me, it was just kind of like an infomercial. Tune in to Crypto Coffee on Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. because we are dissecting the intrinsic value of not just Bitcoin, but Epic Cash, gold, cash, and digital reserve notes. So with that,
Uncle,
yeah.
if I may, just want to throw a quick comment on this.
Please.
And with all respect to Mr. Schiff and to Mr. Saylor and to everybody else, there's definite inertia and there's definite value in Bitcoin. A certain amount, free market decides what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But the big thing that people are missing from both sides is that Bitcoin is a commodity at this point. It's just like gold, it's just like oil. It is volatile, but it reached a maturity level. Okay.
Right.
It jumped the shark. It's boring. I don't know how else you can phrase it. Okay. But I think that's really the bigger problem facing it today is there's the likelihood of a 2x or a 3x or a 4x pump. Michael Saylor looked like a freaking genius when his acquisition cost was $19K and Bitcoin was sitting at $65K.
Right.
Okay. His average is 31 grand at this point, and Bitcoin is, looking at it right now, it's at 28,900.
Wow. So he's under his average.
His average.
On leverage with borrowed money.
Right, exactly.
And the margin calls at 21K.
Right. So it's just,
wow.
This is another way to look at it. And you can argue ad nauseum what stands behind what, okay, and what stands behind gold, it's a soft metal that's not really useful, okay, except for electronics. But
And jewelry.
And jewelry, yes. So there's a lot, you can argue the merits separately, but the fact is it's a boring commodity. That's what it is, okay? And it was holding it up as its scarcity. But there are no other value propositions. And the point that, Mike Saylor and Jason Williams and a lot of the maxis, they're saying like, well, don't spend your Bitcoin, okay? So that's not how Bitcoin got traction in the beginning. The only reason it got traction in the beginning was because people were spending it. People were buying pizzas and alpaca. It was a freaking currency, okay? So make up your mind, guys. When it was this, then, when the maxis came around, like they weren't even aware of how Bitcoin became big. They jumped onto it when it was already getting pushed by all those people actually spending it. So to me, it's like it's a has-been. It was cool at some point, and it was undisputably cool, guys. It was undisputably cool.
I love Todd Lewis 2 weeks ago. He said, "I have nothing bad to say about Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, it happens to be my favorite irrelevant tech."
Right. It's a granddaddy. It's a Model T, and so on. Which is
it was a remarkable achievement at the time.
Exactly, and it's all fine, and it's all fine and good. But if you look at Epic today, everything is in a process of discovery, right? Well, Bitcoin has been discovered. That's my argument. Okay, to this day, I think Bitcoin has been discovered, and where they're taking it away from the original Satoshi vision is. They're taking it somewhere where it's not going to be great like Satoshi Vision originally envisioned. Okay, with Epic, you have that same scarcity, but you're much earlier in the process of discovery.
Yes,
and this is what Hex guy was talking about. Richard from Hex was talking about. A lot of these other guys, they're talking about the journey of price discovery. And we are freaking early in the price discovery.
Amen.
Okay.
And I'm going to reinforce it, and I'll probably reinforce it Wednesday too, but I love it so much. Richard Hart said, with any asset, there is an unknown period of price discovery. During price discovery, those exercising the muscle of delayed gratification almost always financially win ... big.
Yep.
Which that means we have not been discovered. And the reason why I wanted to record the Peter Schiff thing and it was on top of mind is Max, you and I had a conversation yesterday, and it correlated with a breakfast I had with a friend this morning who has been in the mindset over the years of, my goal in investing in any kind of altcoins is to be able to hopefully bet on enough good ones to where maybe I win 5 out of 10 times or whatever, to then buy more Bitcoin. And the end game is to stack your Bitcoin. That is your long-term store value. But don't laugh. Let me finish this. That's your long-term store of value. But this is the mindset that these people are in, who've been trained over the years, right, by the BTC Maxis. And I know, Max, you had a friend who I think had like 100 Bitcoin, 99 or something like that. And you did the math that you did with me, but we're trying to persuade him to just go all into Epic Cash. And Ahmad, don't think that you can be a multimillionaire. Think of being a multi-billionaire. That's where we are right now in our price discovery. And I said to you, if it were me, I would not have done it that way. And I said, and I would suggest to your friend, you have 99 BTC. Just take less than 10%, 9 of those. And you go get into Vite and you start just every morning, spend 10 grand every morning buying BTs, buying Epic Cash, and forget about buying into, every time I buy some, it's going to be raise the price. When I basically pivoted all of mine into it, now you look at that, the big swing that when we went from like 18 cents to 6.85, I know I did. I started that brush fire because that's what I was doing. Every morning I'd put like 10 grand in, 10 grand. But what happens is a rising tide lifts all ships. And then amazingly, after I spent my gunpowder, guess what? The price continued to go up because people started to pay attention. Now, we know the retrace happened and we know the reason for the retrace. And if that reason never happened, I believe we'd be over $10. But we're right now back to goodness gracious, an 80% discount off of our all-time high. So anybody out there, and I met with this gentleman for breakfast this morning, and we had this same discussion, and I'm seeing invite that the price has been starting to go up, and I just have a sneaky suspicion I got through to him, and I want everybody to know Epic is at such a discount right now, and it has an intrinsic value. We cover it every Wednesday morning. There are 18 attributes of what should be considered superior currency with today's tech. Bitcoin Core missed that boat because of the brittleness of being able to change their codes, the internal fighting, which is why there is, you guys can tell me, Bitcoin Cash and what's the other one? Goodness.
Satoshi version.
What's that?
Satoshi Vision.
Bitcoin Satoshi version.
BSV. Thank you. So that's why the shift, why he triggered me was when he was like, what is the intrinsic value? I ask every one of you out there, please, I beg you, keep paying attention to this channel and what we cover on Wednesdays so that you can arrive at the conclusion yourself of what is our intrinsic value. Do you really want to be able to use it at retail? Well, guess what? Our design allows it to. Do you really want to be able to handle transactions to where you're not being surveilled? Guess what? With Epic Cash, that can happen. Do you really want to get to a point in time where you can make money just walking around with your cell phone in your pocket and mobile mine? Guess what? Because of our design and the use of Mimblewimble and keeping our blockchain really, really light, that's going to happen. I can go on and on. Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to just add a little something. There's a cliche phrase in crypto, in Bitcoin. When I first heard about it in 2016, there was the whole become your own bank thing. And I think Epic is truly the only project I've found that allows you to become your own bank in the true sense of the meaning, which is your ability to, not have to depend on a third party to send, receive money, and basically transact in any economy.
So you're saying Bitcoin Core doesn't have that same value? Can't you?
No, absolutely not.
Really? So you have to have a third party intermediary.
Yep. It's not peer-to-peer. It's not purely peer-to-peer unless you want to pay high fees and wait a long time for your transaction to go through.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. So, okay. The show title today is Epic Cash Live 520, new to the street, 321 LFG. I think you guys know what that means. So we are ready. We have come to agreement with them, and we are almost there. Now, when Richard Hart talks about price discovery, that means you have to be discovered. And that means that you have to get out into the populace. It is pay to play, but this is a very unique arrangement that we have with New to the Street. And I just want to quickly go through the onboarding doc. So that you all, we try to be very transparent with this lovely community of it. By the way, everyone in the chat, great to see you. 18 watching, 15 likes. Let's change that to goodness gracious, where's my mouse? There it is. Let's change that to 16. I just liked myself. How about that? But smash that like button, share this channel with others. New to the street. You see it right here. All right, let's go down. Welcome to the community. The New to the Street is currently undergoing a brand renewal. We shaped our brand in a way that's different than we've ever done before. This renewal is geared toward elevating our platform. So in turn, it elevates you and your business. Let's tell you our story. All right. So this is a new client form. Welcome to New to the Street. Let's get your profile started. Please click on the image. Max, you may want to take this over. Is this the presentation? I think I may have the wrong one. There's the
That's the wrong one. Hold on. I'll be right
okay.
there. It's just
All right.
background tasking. Give me one moment to do it. Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, everyone. You know what? It's Friday. It happens. I grabbed the wrong document.
I always use the excuse that, this is a volunteer operation.
You get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for, right? All right. Give me 1 sec. My keyboard is a little clicky. I will find it 1 second.
Sorry about that. Sorry. All right, somebody, Uncle Vigilante.
It's coming to you through Telegram now. There you go.
Smash that. You preaching this whole stream so far. Was I in preach mode? Sorry. I'm just, sometimes I just get on fire. Could you imagine if I started doing that? The spirit upon me, the crypto spirit. But no, I'm just passionate about this because
Sound like James Brown there for a second, a little bit of that, And old people say, "I, seven I."
By the way, next week, Friday, Yoga is writing a song, and he's going to sing it for us. He was sharing a little bit before today's live stream, and it's going to be a beautiful song. And I think, Mary Poppins has nothing on Yoga Bear. You just wait. Okay. Let's see. I actually did a private Zoom with Schiff about a year ago. Okay. All right. Did you find your Max?
I sent it to you through Telegram. Yep.
Oh, remember we talked about that? Don't send it to me through Telegram. Just share.
All right. Okay. All right. I thought you wanted to take the joystick on that, but sure. No
Okay.
problem.
Great. Actually, it's probably better you joystick it because I've been
all right.
too much.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me go to share screen here. All right. So we are talking about New to the Street. All right.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what we get. And this link is publicly available if people want to share it around. So basically, it's a 6-month engagement. Obviously, that's the starting point rather than an end point. Marketing is like an ATM machine where if you stick in $1 and you get more than $1 out, then
Can you zoom in on that? Can you zoom in on that a little? It's just really hard to see unless.
Is that better?
Yeah, I just want people to be able to read it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I will try to get that better for next time. There's probably a presentation mode. Actually, let me see here. There's probably that one. Okay, that's all right. So yeah, I highly doubt that we will be like in after 6 months or whatever. Oh yeah, this was great. Thanks. We don't need any more. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff we need to tell people about, but this is the starting place. So what we agreed to is we're giving them 10,000 Epic right now, 5,000 next month, 5,000 in July, 2,000 in August, 2,000 in September, 1,000 in October. Now they actually
stop. Now that's 25,000 Epic total, but it's not all at once. The 10, 5, 5, 2, 2, 1 is a breakdown of 25. Okay, great.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, cool.
All right, and as along the way, that's basically them building skin in our game through their labor. We're also paying them $5,000 a month in old-fashioned money. They prefer Tether. We do need donations for that, so let me actually pull this up here and just jump ahead to where are we? New to the Street. Okay, so, oops, not that one. Hold on, slideshow. All right. So basically, if you go to this address, it's got, all right, give me 1 sec.
Yeah, can't see that at all.
Oops, it doesn't let me zoom here.
Okay.
Anyway, the address is on there. We'll do this better for next time. But basically, we can take Epic and convert it to USDT, or we can take Tether directly. Those are the two deposit addresses. If anybody has any questions, you can DM me. But
and
basically,
our preference would be USDT just right out of the blocks, right? Because
It's
we-
easier, yeah.
Yeah.
If you have Tether sitting around, $50 here. If 100 people throw in $50, and then this thing, is off to the races.
Yep.
Basically, they're out of pocket. Their costs to do this are about 10 grand a month, and they're only charging us 5. So they're going into their, cookie jar to basically fund our growth and make that up through the Epic, which they're actually contractually committed to holding over the long term. They're that confident in it. So these guys really have a long-term partnership mindset, and they've done this for other projects. So we are really fortunate that they're stooping to our micro level and bothering to work with us. I'm super stoked.
Yeah, and it's been interesting just following. I'm not going to say the negotiations, but the engagement along the way. But they really, really get Epic, which is why one of the options on the table was just paying them entirely cash, and they were like, absolutely not. And they want the Epic, and think about that. So that's like, these people are going to put their heart and soul into this because they realize how precious their Epic. And their words a couple days ago was, especially at $1. This is insane. It's insane. So it's not $1 anymore. I think $1.65.
Yeah. Like sometimes it's more risky to be out than in. For me, a very relevant data point that often shocks people is that over the 4,000 plus days of Bitcoin Core history, 4,000 trading days, if you sat out of the top 10 trading days, you miss 99% of the run. 10 days accounted.
One more time,
Yeah,
because that people need to meditate on this. And
10 days out of 4,000 accounted for, like, I don't know if it's 99. Let's just say 90+% of the run. So if you think you can time the markets, then you need to be picking those 10 special days out of 4,000 when animal spirits are going to wake up and, oh my God, FOMO, like, let's go to the moon. So tortoise and the hare, patient long-term accumulation strategy just overwhelmingly beats active trading. We are following the Bitcoin Core market pattern. It's uncanny. I mean, it makes sense because of the same 21 million and so on. But we've had 7 major spikes in our history, and I get the phone calls of people that are like, oh, you know what? Is it too late? Like 50 cents. God, that's really expensive now. And then it's like $6, and oh man, I should have bought it at 50. I'm gonna like wait till it goes down to 50 cents again, and then it just keeps running and running and running. So I've never known.
And what did we say earlier? Price discovery rewards those exercising the muscle of delayed gratification. So that means those people who exercise the muscle of delayed gratification and just didn't jump in and do that I'm a smart trader thing. And God bless those of you who, those 10% who were, or 0.01% who were, but those who just hung in there, they were rewarded. And
that's it's very simple to understand. Today there's 5,760 coins coming out as of out of the network every day, 4 per block. When we had our last halving, it was 11,520. Before that, it was 23,040. And so next summer, it gets cut in half again to 2,880. August 2025, it goes to 1440, and then June 2028, it goes to 210 coins per day. So the Epic blockchain protocol basically is real estate. It's digital real estate with 21 million plots of land on it, and nobody's ever heard of it, and it's very hard to use, but people will hear about it, and it's getting easier to use. And so imagine a funnel. No matter how many people are trying to get into that little door that's always shrinking, like it's just going to create a massive backlog coming in.
Oh, that's nice to visually imagine a funnel to begin with that goes down, and then just have that visually. If somebody could do a video of the lower part of the funnel shrinks as the larger part expands, And then ultimately you're just like, it's almost impossible to get anything out the other end. There's just no room. That's cool.
And remember, you can't make any more except through proof of work. So like there's like 10,000 computers, something like that, that are all competing right now for those 5,760 coins. Incidentally, we are about halfway there to the number of nodes of the market leader, which is Bitcoin Core. And on our present trend, I feel confident by the end of the year, we will surpass them probably by quite a lot, because their growth has stalled and ours is just starting to accelerate. We picked up, my favorite data point is we picked up 300 cities from 1700 to 2000 from April to May. I don't have recent data. Yoga, if you do, let me know. But we picked up more cities in April than we did in all of 2021.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congrats. Okay, let's talk about.
That's what we call growth here.
Yeah, nice.
That's what I call a good start.
Let's talk about meat on the meat on
Meat on the street.
$20 is $20.
Oh my gosh. No,
Wow.
this isn't a soundboard, guys. I think for the first time I'm blushing on air. That was funny. So let's talk about new to the street and what exactly we're raising funds for, because it's 5,000 and so that's 30,000 over 6 months. But the cool thing is that doesn't mean, you know, we raised 30,000 now. We just need to get $5,000. That's all that's in between us and Mike Mumola getting on there, having a scheduled, is it bi-weekly?
Yeah. Here, let me show you. I'm gonna go mute so you don't hear my clicking. Give me one sec.
Sure.
I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about meat on the street.
Oh goodness.
I gotta use that in some meme. I'm sorry.
I'm sure Monkman has his ways to extrapolate.
Material keeps running.
Yeah,
itself.
so you can see here, like this is a big deal. Jane Berry, she's very professional, new to the street, Newsmax TV. So we'll get Bloomberg, Newsmax, and let's see, what's the other one here? The other one is Fox Business. Yeah, and then basically there's about 50 or 60 like crypto news sites where if they like the story, then they will pick it up. He said usually you can count on about a dozen, but for something strong like this, it might be quite a bit more. So the overall reach that we will get from this will be well into the millions. And they're all ready. Mike is ready. As soon as we send them, send them the money. The Epic part is already covered. We just need the tether. If you send Epic, by the way, then we will only convert what is necessary into USDT to get that funded, and then hold the rest. So that could grow over time, and then fund the next month, so we won't have to pass the cup anymore, and we can route those resources to others. But basically, this is shovel ready. This is good to go, and the sooner we start, the sooner more people can we can bring the light to them of this precious gift of Epic.
Yeah, so this is very important. I'd love nothing more than to get this funded before the end of the weekend. And Enrique L. McMurphy, so you're going to be in all the chats, being able to show people how to do it. And folks, too, remember that if you have some Epic in, there is an Epic USDT trading pair with Invite. So you might try that. But again, this doesn't have to be a huge pain point for all of us. If everybody in the community just stepped up, like last time it was 40 out of our entire community stepped up, and thank you all 40. Now Max, is there another component? Like if I invest a couple hundred Epic, am I getting anything in return?
Yeah, we'll do the 2-for-1 deal. So if you throw in $1 worth of value, you'll get $2 worth of EIOU back. And those don't have a lot of liquid value today. They're trading at a discount, but as we start generating resources and redeem those, then you get your money back 2 times over, plus what it does for your Epic. So it would tickle my heart if we could have, let's say, 100 people throw in. Everybody can spare a buck. If you can spare a buck, use Epic, because it's free to send. Tether is very expensive. If you're going to send that small amount, then do Epic. But let's see if we can get 100 people to give at least a buck, and then we'll develop that skill of identifying good stuff and marshaling the resources. Like the way I look at it is like, imagine a magnifying glass that concentrates the sun onto a point so that you can burn a hole in the cardboard. That's essentially what we're doing here. We have enough people that in their enlightened self-interest should understand the math. If I give like a 0.1% of my holdings to go make this go, I still have 99.9% of what I had, but that little 0.1% of investment made that 99.9% that I still have go up by X%. In a lot of cases, it's explosive. We can do that over and over and over. We have a really strong model for doing this type of stuff.
And we talked about this, that think about your bag as your personal business, and with any business, you need to have marketing to let people know your business exists, no matter what it is. So this is just throwing some marketing dollars at projects that are going to help us get that exposure to where the price discovery can truly begin. Because we haven't even gotten into price discovery, everyone, just because nobody knows that we exist. We are pretty much an echo chamber in here. But I did learn something from you yesterday, Max, on a cigar walk, is that people look at XMR, at Monero, as this amazing project, which it is. But you know what? They were community driven. So they just had a community that came together and raised funds to be able to get discovered. So they're just older than we are. We're at a different part of our life cycle, but it's really, really important.
And Monero community literally over the years raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, for projects.
And please, this is me giving everyone some tough love, and you could say, screw you, Uncle V, don't tell me how to spend my money. But there are a lot of folks who tune in here, engage in Telegram. You've invested in Epic, and maybe you just sit on the sidelines and you don't do anything to help the project grow. And that's okay. Maybe you're just a passive investor, and that's okay. But this is an opportunity where you can make a difference. You can make a genuine, authentic difference just by not holding on to all of your coins and say, I'm going to let everybody else do it. Good. I hope those 40 people do it again, but I'm just going to be stingy and hold on to mine. And look, it's your movie, and I'm not telling you how to spend your money, but I am educating you on no coin is going to get discovered unless we get out there to where people can discover it. So we are identifying the ways and the means, and we sure hope that you support us. Okay. I'm done with that. All right, Max. So what else were you going to share?
All right. Well, we're getting tight on time here, so we'll just run through it pretty quick. Let me go into slide share mode. Actually, I know I need to screen share. That would be good.
All righty. And what are we looking at here?
So I got some really good feedback on the format from last time, so I'm just gonna riff off that. So okay. I gotta update the date. So 1 year performance. The market is an absolute bloodbath. One of these things is not like the other. So Bitcoin Core down 20%, R down 84%, Matic down 74%, and so on. Whereas we're up. Even with the retrace, we are over triple since this time last year, amidst an absolute bloodbath. So it's important to keep this in perspective. as they say, when in doubt, zoom out.
Hey,
Yep.
Max, go back to that. And let's just say it out loud because a lot of people will listen to this channel while they're doing other things. So 1 year performance, I'll read them. Epic is up. Now, this is fair. This is from a single date to yesterday, probably, right? I mean,
This is before the recent pump, so we're probably up 300+%.
before the recent pump, like as of today. But
Yeah.
as of before the show, Epic is up 220% for the last 12 months. Bitcoin Core down 20%. Monero down 20%. ETH down 20%. DOT down 61%. XRP down 61%. Cardano down 65%. XLM down 71%. Doge down 72%. Matic down 74%. Pirate R down 84%. One of those things is not like the other, which I guess you're referring to. Epic is up 220.
So let's say, here's another way to put it. Let's say you had I'm just going to make the math easy. Let's say you had a $6,000 bag of R last year. Now you have $1,000. So your six grand became 1,000. Whereas in Epic, your 6 grand became 20,000. So on a relative basis, $1 held in Epic is worth 20 times more than R over that same period.
Facts hurt.
20 times. Yes.
That's pretty amazing. And
Epic
that's what Epic trash, but that's what man, it's so funny. You'd mentioned it. It's like, I remember when we were almost to our all-time high and somebody wanted to do an over-the-counter with me. And you actually reached out to me and said, hey, Uncle V, what would it take for you to give up 50,000 coins? And I said, I wouldn't accept less than $50 a coin for that. Now, that you may think that I was crazy, but that was my mindset, man. And it still is. It's like, I know where this is going, right? And so, but what's funny is, let's say not today, but yesterday, it's like, you can't give these things away for $1. You can show a year's worth of performance as far as videos that you can go back and binge watch and see how well we've done and what all our positive attributes are. And the only thing that's keeping us back, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact we are undiscovered. That's it. Everything else, we got it. We got your back on this. But it's interesting when the price starts to go, and you're going to see this, when the price starts to go. And I know all the chart woogity woo guys are saying that the Epic chart is really about ready to go. And I hope they're right. That coil is about to uncoil, but you are going to have people that are going to be FOMOing in at $10. I got to get in when you can't give it away today at $1, $2. It just boggles the mind. I don't understand the psychology. You just said that a year ago, if you would have held your Epic, your 20x up on R, and there's still a lot of pirates that hate me because I pivoted to Epic. Sorry,
it's not too late.
Yes, that's true.
And here's the other thing.
It's also Max, just quickly, it's also always, a good time to spend some coins, and use it as a means to trade goods and services,
Yeah.
Like I also do that a lot,
Use
and
cases. That's exactly it. That's
I'm getting rid of it at, $1.30 or whatever to pay for this. But I mean, I'll get it back, or I'll generate more in the future.
You know what I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but you know what I do? When I'm paying for something, like there's a Thai yoga massage place here in Vegas that I've gone to for a number of years.
Has nothing to do with me, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I had to emphasize the yoga part, because there's a lot of seedy things in Vegas. This is definitely not that, no judgment if you're into that type of stuff. But
it is called meat on the street. yoga.
Yeah,
True
yeah,
that.
exactly. So anyway, I was there yesterday waiting for the Uber, and I was talking to the manager, and she was like, Apple Pay is down again. How long has it been down? Weeks. Oh, okay. That really sucks. Well, the service is bad, but at least it's expensive. And so, she's grouching there, and I'm like, well, I can help you get going with blockchain payments, and it's still a little bit harder if you're non-technical, but it's getting easier, and I can help you. Oh man, that'd be great. When can you come back? So I've got the Thai massage place, a vegan cafe, various in-person services like your dog groomer there, Uncle V. Enrique, I know you have the pizza shop there in your town. So just at the point of sale, especially if you go swipe your credit card and it's like error, declined, call bank, like use that as an opportunity to be like, hey, this is a lot of friction. Why do we need to do this anymore? Baja Fresh, there's a little Mexican restaurant over here. They're going to get set up too. So we're going to see an explosion of local adoption all around the world.
And it's use cases like this. This is what makes it great.
Right.
And unique, because you can't do that with any other network. You really can't.
Hey, Max, can you stop sharing real quick? Because I want to show use case. I want to show use case right here. Papa Yoga. I think this is generated by you, but tell us what we're looking at there, Yoga.
Well, that's called mass adoption in progress. It's work in progress. This is the number of nodes that we actually have across the world, and this is accumulated like over the last 6 months or so. People add in, people drop off, people move around, etc. But we've started in September 2019. And we've been growing gradually, organically since then. This is just normal outreach. And this is not our miners. This is just nodes. Miners who are mining through pools only show as one, like if you have 1,000 miners who are going through one pool and they're not running nodes, they don't show up at all. So it's the actual total number of people is actually greater than this. But this is all the, you want to talk about decentralization, you want to talk about, mass adoption, this is it. And if you look at the statistics, as Max was saying earlier, we had a nice jump in cities that we added just from March till April. We added, a few hundred cities, and we added 6 countries. We're still, there's still a lot of room on the map where we're not there yet, and we're working on that. We have our white paper in many languages. We have
54 languages.
Yep, at this point we have our white paper. By the way, Bitcoin, I think in February they celebrated that they had their white paper in 40 languages. So Neener, I'd like to say,
copycats,
and it's mass adoption, guys. That's it. And the one thing, like Enrique and Max and Uncle, you were talking about like using Epic, and this is something that Bitcoin maxis forgot. Okay, and this is what kind of pisses me off, because I used to be a Bitcoin maxi, but that was 2011. Okay, except I wasn't a maxi because there was nothing else, and we're just trying to figure out a use case for this amazing new technology. And the idea of hoarding it mindlessly was so weird and foreign, because all we're trying to do, like crazy, we're trying to find places where we can spend it, where we can use it, where we can entice people to accept it for services and goods. Exactly. Okay, and that's what made Bitcoin today. A bunch of Michael Saylor douchebags, okay, who came around in the last year, Bitcoin would have never made it out of the gate, okay? I mean, we tipped, and I kid you not, I tipped people 1 Bitcoin for a good joke, okay? Yeah. And I don't feel stupid about that, because people tipped me back, and it worked.
Yeah.
And
I tip Uber drivers with Epic.
Yeah, and that's the use case paradigm. That's what happens when the money becomes. That's when it becomes money. That's when crypto becomes money, not some dragon hoard treasure that some guy sits on, okay, who looked really brilliant when he was buying it at 19 grand and it was at 65 grand. Michael Saylor hasn't aged well. If you guys looked at his last couple of interviews,
he did release his chart to where, in all fairness, he tracks Bitcoin, but also other altcoins. And I think he pretty much nailed it.
It's pretty clear. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious and it's
Well,
pretty
he did
clear.
go to MIT.
and he did. And as an aeronautics guy, he's brilliant. I listened to his long, deep interview with Lex, Lex Luthor or whatever, Lex's Friedman, my favorite brainy interviewer guy. Besides you, Uncle, of course, you're way deeper than that.
Of course.
Right. But when it comes to just practical thing, his whole pitch is scarcity. That's it, guys. I just saved you like 100 hours of listening to Michael Saylor. Okay, Bitcoin is scarce. That's really great first step. Nice. Okay,
Epic is much more scarce.
I'll call your Michael Saylor scarcity. I'll save you 100 hours, and I'm going to raise it. I'm going to raise it that I'll save you, those of you who invest a lot of time with TCV, and I'll just share with you. This is what you're going to hear over and over and over is epic trash, guys. That's what we are. We go around
community driven.
We have a community.
Guilty as charged.
Epic trash. Thank you for all the quality water.
And all of this data that we're throwing at people, okay, we're not chilling. This is not something that we selectively pulled out, okay? This is something that, precipitated from all of these casts lately, talking about gloom and doom and, oh my God, the crypto is all in the red. You look at and it was the sample size was actually precipitated by the mass media today. Everybody's like, well, Bitcoin is, over 12 months, it's red and everything is red. So it's okay that Bitcoin is red because everything else is red. And I was, start thinking about it like, well, is everything really red? Because we're kind of looking green. So what's up? So just started pulling some data together. And you know how people like to say, well, this is not a financial advice. This is not a financial advice, people. This is a freaking reality check, okay?
Right. And Max, let's go through a quick exercise here that I think would be kind of fun. Just because you brought it up, you did it with the Epic 6,000 for R. Let's just say that Bitcoin right now is 30,000, okay? And Epic is $1.60. Let's educate on what the equivalent market caps are, right? And what it would take for, like, if you were going to buy a Bitcoin for 30,000, what would that do to the Bitcoin market cap and its price? If you went out and said, I have 30 grand, I'm going to drop it on a Bitcoin right now. And what would it likely do to the price of Epic and its market cap? And the reason why I want to go down this path is I want people to know that when you are a micro cap, the dollars that you invest can absolutely be it's a cumulative effect. I'll never forget it. It's just like I remember when, if I would pivot out of a coin and then dump it all into Epic, the rest of my bag would go up exponentially. So I might put 10 grand in and everything else, all of a sudden my portfolio is up 70, and it was just crazy. That's that rising tide lifts all ships. And we're going to get back to that point when people start knowing we exist and they start buying. And when we break through to people, the Bitcoin holders, the ones that have been hypnotized over the years, that your mission in life should be to hold on to your BTC and stack it. Because then, if the market cap doubles from, $1 trillion to 2 trillion, then you've doubled your money. Whereas if you just took that damn BTC and
right.
you put just 10% of it into Epic Cash, I mean, that is such a hedge that's the message we have to break through to people.
Yep.
I think before that, Yeah, before that, you have to understand why Epic is useful,
Mhm.
the problems that it solves, and then do the same for BTC. And I think, after you
Yeah.
compare those two things, you won't want to put only
Do,
10% of your
do you know
BTC
where
into Epic.
Epic is
you know where
transactional.
do you know where people can go get that information?
Yeah.
Uh-oh,
Yep.
he's shilling his own show. This is so incestuous.
Wednesday morning, guys.
That's it. It's all in there. That's right. It's all in there.
And by the way, here's my answers that oh, I'm taking it off. I just showed it real quick. That was my reveal of what my answers were to this whole page that if you take a look at it, none of you can't see it. Anyway, that's what we do on Wednesday
And
morning.
by the way, just I don't want to keep beating on Sailor, but just when he's on his high horse, he just anyway. The thing is, his whole thesis originally, why did he get into Bitcoin? It wasn't for the love of Bitcoin. He was trying to beat the US dollar inflation.
As a hedge against
He
inflation.
got it into it as a hedge against inflation. Now, he didn't get into it as a speculator because, he could have taken some of the cream off the top when it was at 65 or whatever. But no, he did not, he tells everybody just hold it, accumulate and hold, accumulate and hold, accumulate and hold, right? So he didn't get any of that cream when it popped. So,
Right.
and if you look at it over the last 12 months, as a hodler, you're down 20%. You're making the freaking dollar look good. Okay. I don't think that was part of his plan. So anyway, it's just price discovery is a funny thing. And we talk about price discovery and we talk about how early we are. There are 140 million people holding Bitcoin, 140 million. There are 300 million people holding crypto. Okay. And there are maybe, 10, 15,000 people holding Epic. We are so early in the price discovery process. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
And we have the scarcity, but that's not our only thing. We have usability. We have, Bitcoin is too expensive to pay for a Coke, and it's not private enough to pay for the other kind of Coke. Okay?
Also, Yoga, sorry to interrupt, but I
No,
think
please
this is
do.
key and it often gets overlooked. You mentioned usability. One of the key features that our chain has that no other chain has, or very few other Mimblewimble chains has them, is that you cannot lose coins. So if you send any other coin or token to a wrong address, you lose it irrevocably. Fat fingers, copy paste, glitch on the hard drive, whatever. But with Epic, the transaction cannot fail. It either goes through or it reverses. So all the customer service tickets, all the edge cases, things like that. That is a massive, massive feature that as we go forward, competitively, we're going to be able to service a lot of use cases that other chains simply can't get there. And right now, that's completely overlooked. People don't even, appreciate that.
Great point.
That's huge.
Absolutely great point. It's
Yeah.
user friendliness for consumer applications.
Great. So we're coming up at the end of the show. Enrique, could you please let people know how they can support New to the Street and where they can find the information?
Sure. I'll be posting the message in the main community channel on Telegram, and the instructions will be there. So
it'll be in
expect it shortly.
Yeah, t.me/Epic Cash. And then if you wouldn't mind doing the kind favor, it's just copy that link and then just put it in every other channel you can that's relevant. And please do the Uncle Vigilante channel too. And that would be great. So good. Well,
Sure.
this has been an exciting week. It certainly feels like a great end of the week. Thank you for whoever went in and
Can I just do one more thing real quick?
Yeah,
Because
sure.
we got to get this funded. So I'm doing a new podcast called DNA of Bitcoin to coincide with the book that I've been working on for a long time.
Yep.
DNA of Bitcoin.info, if anyone wants to take a sneak peek. So basically, another thing we need to cut the check for today, it would really be great. We need $3,000 in either BTC or PayPal for Saifedean Ammous. I am so glad that he's willing to come on. He does require a speaking fee, which is a hell of a deal given his following. And so I intend to have a really in-depth, great conversation with him for episode 2 of the DNA of Bitcoin podcast. But we need to pay him for his time. And as soon as we do, we can get that booked. I linked up with a professional podcast recording company, really high-end result. And we did the first episode with Kurt Wilkert Jr., the chief Bitcoin historian of CoinGeek.com. He's been a friend of mine for over 5 years now. And so if we can get these high-level luminaries to come on and have an honest conversation, I mean, he's a straight shooter. He loves Bitcoin Core today. But I want to talk to him about fungibility, and I want to talk to him about network effects, and I want to talk to him about the fact that the scarcity standard is is the song on the disc, and you can have it as CD-ROM or you can have it as upgradable Blu-ray. One's $30,000, one is $1. Saifuddin, please tell me how the market share, in your view, of the CD-ROM is indefinitely defensible, given what we know about the history of technology standards. So the ignorant, arrogant maxi bros are condescending and laughing at us and unwilling to engage in a serious way. But the high level thinkers increasingly are. And so I think this is a great opportunity that we really should. Let me pull up. Let me just screen share for a second, if you don't mind. So this is what we got to do. Let me go to slideshow mode.
And everybody, I think it's fair to say, I've been covering Epic Cash for a year, that this is like the second time, I believe, we've actually had a show to talk about raising money from the community. And the other was for the market maker and the advertising and such. So please know that we're not making a habit of going to the community for the ask, but we're a volunteer community. There is no CFO here. So if we really, really do want to get these amazing opportunities that we've gone through and vetted and have shared with you, both in the community and on some previous shows, please do consider supporting this, because you're investing in your price appreciation of your bag.
Yeah, I mean, if people see the value,
Well, and it's also a strong filter for good ideas, because the good ideas get funded and the bad ones don't.
Right.
I mean, Batuhan in Turkey has been doing a great job. Let me show you this down here. So Batuhan, he's created a whole small business, turned lemons into lemonade. I think he raised 1,000 coins in less than a day to go on a 4-day road trip, inspired by other things that people are doing. He said, "Wow, I know how to take this to the next level."
Max, I'm going to interrupt. Do you know when he first did an outreach for some support? I sent him support. In this last round, he asked again, and I couldn't have been happier to send even more support than was asked.
He produces results. It's really simple. He documents them and he produces results.
Yep.
That's it. I mean, that's dynamite right there.
Very good point. He documents his results. So you see that it's just, I mean, the dude is working tirelessly, and his wife, and they just, they get results. They make good progress, not good process.
Yeah, and he's actually also starting to mentor other people to do what he does. I've got a couple 3 ways going to link him up and have that that skill rub off. So he's not alone. He actually, I love this guy. He said, I'm going to make it my mission to create many more Batuhans here and all over the world. I was like, yes, you get it, buddy.
That's
Kid'll
great.
be a billionaire. Watch.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah. Okay. So
yeah, I'll stop screen sharing. There we go.
No, go back.
Oh, all right.
There was something else about that I saw you were that, hey, hell, we went over, might as well just show it. You had something going on with a UFC fighter or something?
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. We're getting tight on time here. But so Oscar Mojarov, I got to talk to him actually. As soon as we hang up, I'm going to call him. So Paul, if you're listening, please make yourself available. 355,000 followers on Instagram. His family lost everything in the Ukraine conflict. And get this, he tried to set up a GoFundMe and wasn't able to. So when he found out that he could use EpicFundMe to raise money $1 at a time from all over the world with no BS, he was over the moon. So he's fighting. I'm going to meet him here in Vegas in about 2 weeks. He's coming into town, and we're figuring out how to leverage his fight to get him funding, a funding channel for his family, and it also gets us the promotional exposure. So this is something that you'll be seeing here in the next coming weeks. That I'm super excited about. Coming from someone like him, it's different than if a pasty, nerd starts talking to you about mega hashes and stuff. We've really almost reached that point where every man can really do it. And the mobile wallet, just an update on that. Mobile wallet's coming along great. We're a couple of weeks away where we'll be playing with it, and it's going to be awesome.
By the way, somebody in the chat, I saw, the puzzle has been solved, and somebody made the false assertion that the puzzle was solved by the puzzle creator. No,
Uncle. No, I've read that post. What they meant was that it was reported solved by the puzzle creator, and therefore it who has the access to the wallet, and therefore it should be taken as gospel. So I went back there and I reread that, and so nobody was questioning it. It was just since Diego had access to it, he was able to verify that it was actually solved because somebody withdrew the balance. So
and that's a good point. Culturally, we're trying to develop a different way of how we engage with each other as a community. And in crypto, skepticism and cynicism is essential, because you need to look for the flaws and comb through the BS. I mean, people knew that there was a flaw, a ticking time bomb in the Luna design, but 99% chose to overlook it, and that didn't change the fact that that it was there. And so skepticism and cynicism are useful, but here we do act with high integrity at all times, and choose to behave in an unimpeachable way. And so please, if you're new to the community and you're looking at what someone is doing, like save the slings and arrows, keep the knives and guns away. Just give us especially we've been working here as volunteers for years. There's a lot of shady stuff out there, but we've earned the right to be treated with respect. And so like inspect first before jumping to any conclusions.
Last question I'm going to ask, and I'm just curious as heck, because I know you and Mars got together yesterday. How did that conversation go?
Yeah, awesome. I mean, we've been sharpening the axe. The video is great. He's really stoked. He's actually building a 60,000 square foot production studio for View It here. And the View It platform itself will be, after 3 years and tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars of investment into that platform. He views it as a Netflix killer on a blockchain. All of his, dreams are coming together at the same time that we are. And so when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And I'm very optimistic about what Trillions can do, short term, mid-term, and long term for us. And it's not just the show; we're also doing the Trillionaire DAO, the network of future trillionaires. So the show forms a community of people who get engaged and put what they learn to work. I think we can create millionaires if you're tuned into this and understand what it can do, no matter where you are in life. I talked to a 23-year-old Uber driver from Cuba yesterday who's selling used PlayStation 2s on eBay for $150. He's hustling. He's doing the 3 jobs like 20 something gig worker thing. And it just blew his mind. I was just like, here, if you play your cards right, by the time you're 30, you can do literally anything you want. And the beautiful part about what we're doing here with Epic is that in many other fields, you have to kind of sell your soul to get anywhere. And here, you really do well by doing good. Things like paying it forward and being kind and generous. Like really, we've got a different underlying fundamental moral basis for economic relations than anything else that exists.
Yeah. And one thing that I've really, really appreciated about Epic is in my rich history of being in crypto for a year and a half, is that I see other channels, I'll go peruse other channels, and it really just does seem like a dude fest. And I love the ladies of Epic. And it is just that's a part of, I believe, our future is going to be we're going to have that extra side of the brain, if you will, as our group conscience. And just as there's nothing like mama bears, there just really isn't. And so I get goosebumps right now. Seriously, I have goosebumps talking about you guys, but I love all the ladies of Epic. And I do want to let everybody know that what we are working on right now with Trillions is getting, well, we're attempting to raise the entire $100 million, but what our need is the 5 million. So we're working on funding that pilot. Now, to do that, what we needed was to be able to get people's attention, a 5 to 6 minute investors video that lays out everything. I've given a sneak peek here, but that's not the latest version. There's one more final version that was blessed by Mars, and Mars is a final approval guy. So we just got the final approval to the video last week. Spencer spun up a website called trillions.investors.com, I believe. Is that right, Max?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it's trillions.investors.com. If you visit there, you'll notice that you have to have login credentials. So what we're doing, and really my outreach job, is we are trying to identify the people who are the head of all of the projects and organizations out there that are in cryptocurrency. Think Richard Hart, right? And we're reaching out to them saying, hey, we just like 6 minutes of your time. Just please, here are the login credentials. We'd love for you to watch the 6 minute video. And if you're interested further, we have our private placement memorandum that you could download and review. We have the deck that you can download and review. And we have the ability to reach back out and contact us. And we would love to get on a Zoom call with you and everyone else. So understand that when you think of Castaway, and you think about FedEx as being the real hero of that, and then you think about Wilson, right? What we're doing with Trillions between Max and Mars, writing into the storyline, is the FedEx of Trillions is going to be Epic Cash. Just know that. It will become a household name. It is Epic Cash. Now, instead of just searching for one other hero, which in the case of Castaway was Wilson, the manufacturer of the Wilson basketball, we're looking for 8. We have, is it 7 or 8 buckets, Max? I think it's maybe
7.
It's 7 buckets of people who are non-competitive. So a layer 1, a layer 2,
exchanges, custody, mining. There's also other buckets for consumer products, but yeah.
So within the investors presentation, you know what I'm going to do this weekend? I'm going to upload it for you. I'm going to upload the version that doesn't have the contact information at the end, so that only that investors presentation is the only thing loaded. I'm not going to do an introduction or anything. I want you guys to be able to see it. I hope it really impresses you. We worked very, very hard on it. And ultimately, It's not if, it's when it gets funded and produced, and it is going to be so cool. Now, Richard Hart, or if any of you Hexicans out there, please DM me. I'm trying desperately to reach out to him and engage, because there's no other personality in all of crypto that I think would be more perfect to be written into the pilot. And Richard Hart, I can see you playing yourself, not just a cameo, but you've just got there is no other. I don't think there's another Richard Hart out there who could act and do a better Richard Hart than you. But we love to write you into the storyline. And by the way, we do accept Hex as an investment. So we're trying to reach all of these people. So my appeal to the community is this. Look, do some homework. If you're in other coins or telegrams or whatnot, when I upload trillions, feel free to copy that and paste it like nobody else can paste in the world. Get the message out. Go into other communities and say, man, we think Avalanche should be written into trillions. You guys really need to reach out to Uncle V. And Max, do you have anything additional to say to that? Because
not on that. But if I can just share a screen here for a sec, I wanted to show people, if you're thinking about managing your purchases, let's keep this in mind. So I know this is very difficult for many to understand. I got a lot of requests for this. So right now our price is around 4,700 Satoshis. So that's the midpoint. And if you look, like the lower we go, like there's just huge demand. Like people are willing to take it. You know, it's like gold, because there's always a market for gold at some price. It can't go to zero. So there's this imbalance between buy side and sell side. Look what happens. So 4,770, you can get a little bit. If you want to buy 15,000 coins, you got to buy the book up to 5,800. So that's another 30-40%. All it takes is a tenth of a BTC to jack our price by almost double. So if we take that out here, somebody that wants to get 26,000 coins is going to take us to 6,500. Somebody that wants to get to 34,000 coins is 7,500, and so on. So
Max, if somebody wanted to buy that entire book of red right there, how much would that cost them?
All right. So if you bought the entire book, all there is for sale is 62,000. Actually, no, that's at 1 BTC. So it looks like people are already putting in bids for 1 BTC. So your number was $50. You low baller. Like people are saying their number is 30,000, 15,000. So let's just go here to the more realistic ones. Let's go here. So up to 3,000. If you were willing to pay up to $3,000 a coin, you could get 62,000 of them.
Wait, that's the entire. So
that's all there is for sale.
That's all there is.
If we go to $3,000, there's 60,000 coins available.
Holy cow! Now,
yeah,
all of you people in the left, I know I'm not but this pisses me off. I love you. Some of you who know I'm talking to, but these stink bids to me are just, I know they're opportunistic and whatnot, but it just is like, man, it's just taking advantage of newbies who
that also it helps create a healthier market. You know, you have to have buy orders at the lowest levels up to the current price.
This works just like the stock market, guys. You can't dictate. Yeah, you can't dictate the price. You know, I mean, the market does what the market does, and if somebody wants to float a stink bid out there, nobody's forcing anybody to take it. That's the ultimate truth.
And and also like having in poker, you don't play the cards, you play the other players. Basically, all investing, but especially crypto investing, speculation and trading are all different things. Incidentally, if you want to learn about these things, go to t.me/FreemanU. I teach wealth accumulation there. And so in my engagements with professional traders, investors, and speculators over the past 6 years in crypto, what I see is that people are too clever for their own good. Oh, I'm gonna put this bid in and wait until somebody fills, and then the price rockets up. You go from one level to the next, and then you're like, shit. And so you don't know not to touch the hot stove unless you get your fingers burned. And so each of these people, I mean, I know somebody that had 60,000 Epic. Sorry to throw you in the dirt, buddy, if you're listening. I don't think he is, but I know somebody that had 60,000 Epic, a friend of mine that I met here in Vegas. I took him to lunch in an Argentinian restaurant, and he showed me his portfolio. And I was like, all right, well, if you hold on to those, you're going to be a billionaire. But he was into trading and chasing fads and stuff like that. And I checked in with him a few days ago, and I'm like, hey, how's your bag going? Oh man, I have 10,000 Epic, and I'm never selling anymore. And so here's what happens. If we go here, just to show people, look at what's happened in our history. Like on a single day, with even not a lot of volume, because back here we had a monster volume. This was a couple 100,000 coins. We traded almost $1 million in organic volume someday. So one hungry buyer took us up to, what was that? 7,000 sats, something like that. Mm-hmm. And so are you detecting a pattern here? Like this little hungry chomper down here was enough to take us up, what, 50% today? And so those people who believe that they can outfox the markets, 99% of them cannot. 1% of them can. Like every kid growing up, in the hood thinks they can become a basketball player or a rapper or whatever, and that's not really realistic for most people. The smart money here is very simple strategies that don't require a lot of active management. Dollar cost averaging on the way in, yep. And being responsible and realistic when we do go for a ride. As undervalued as Epic is today, there will be a time when it's overvalued. And if you're rational about it, Charlie Munger says that Mr. Market is like a bipolar, that goes from mania to depression. And then when things are down, oh my God, sell it all before I lose. I mean, stocks can go to 100%. So when Lehman Brothers or Enron or WorldCom are melting down, selling Luna on the way down, if you knew it was dead and it's $80 down to $2, okay, it went down 99%. 99% again and again and again, because a lot of these things can go to zero, but Epic cannot go to zero.
Max,
and so
go back to that other one.
All right.
Okay, now because I have a point here. When you look at the red and you go all the way out to the end, so these are the only things. This is all that's for sale. You lost me when you said $3,000. How do you arrive?
Okay, so see how it says price BTC 000.1. One BTC is about 30 grand. So at the highest level there, that seller, their price that's in on the book is 0.1 BTC. So they're saying, call me at 3 grand. If it's not 3 grand, I'm not a seller.
Now go back, go like halfway back through the red.
All right. So that's 35,000. So that's, what is that? About 7x. Okay. So if you're willing to pay $10, you can get 57,000 coins.
Okay. So somebody wanting to come in and be a whale and get 100,000 coins.
You can't.
They're
not available for sale. I mean, you could put in a bid and wait.
See, that's scarcity, folks. But now I want you to go back to where the green and the red meet.
All
And
right.
I just want people to think about that right now. Take a look at what Max just showed us. They're only 60,000, and ultimately that's going to get the coin up to $3,000. What's keeping us from that? Being discovered. So when you think about investing in marketing with us, all of us together, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'd be happy to give up a little now to be able to get our bags up to $100, $1,000, $3,000. And it's just going to take people knowing we exist. And that's exactly what we have with New to the Street. This could not be a better chart and a better infomercial for people, not just pissing away some, money, but no, there's the two EIOU, and this is an investment, not an expense. That's the way you have to look at this, I believe. One uncle's opinion.
Well, and you also get 2 for 1 on the EIOUs. So
Exactly.
there's that cherry on top. But get this. So supply and demand, basic scarcity, the core of the Maxey's arguments. So the network produces 5,760 coins a day. And so to take us up to that $10 level is 57,000 coins. So somebody that wants to make up for lost time and goes, God, I've been really ignorant. How did I not discover this awesome coin? I got to get some before it goes up more. If they want to buy 10 days of mining production, it has, what is that? A 5, 6, 7x increase on the price. So somebody wanting to buy 10 days of supply, imagine carrots, supply chain issues right now, shortages and whatnot. It is potentially explosive. I think people really, I know that nobody really understands how close we are to approaching BTC. Their momentum is slowing. They've had their best days behind them and a lot of friction and headwinds to get forward. I used to say BTC will beat us to 100K, but we'll beat them to 1 million. These things go like slingshots. The skids are greased. We've been quietly building while other projects, not to throw any shade, are mostly focused on sizzle and marketing and talking. We haven't done any of that yet, but we've been quietly building. I see a multi-trillion-dollar ecosystem around Epic, and I've personally been dedicating my every waking minute for the better part of 5 years, preparing, to facilitate that.
Max, what would our market cap be if we went all the way out to the right?
Well, I'm going to exclude. The highest offer is at 30,000. Now, remember, as we go up, more additional supply will come in because people will go, check my CoinGecko, $20.
I mean,
that's
come on,
pretty awesome.
certain,
Let me go
right.
sell.
A certain uncle said that he's going to start unloading at $100, right?
Yeah.
So
Dumper.
so
just
you're going to start putting stink bids at $100.
let's say somebody is really hungry and they go buy the book at 62K. That takes us to a tenth of a BTC. That would be 3,000. That would be what would that be? 500 billion? Is that right? No, 50 billion.
50 billion market cap?
Yeah, we've got a 14 million supply. So at $3,000, that would be 42 billion. And look at here, let me just pull this down.
Which would be what X from now?
Yeah, let's check this out.
Because this is a perfect ending to the week for me. Because you're going to come up and you're going to say, what is more likely? I mean, somebody coming in after they discovering us and taking, let's call it 9 Bitcoin. And investing that 9 Bitcoin and becoming a whale. And let's say that helps us get to how many billion did you say? 400 and some?
42.
42 billion.
Yeah, so lest anyone think that we're being unrealistic, let's just say that we can get into the top 10, top 100, okay? So let's go to the top 100. It's $540 million to get into the top 100. $540 million is only, what is that? $350 a coin. I mean, that's no 30. What is that? 35. Yeah. So at $35, we crack the top 100. If we get into the top 50, that's 1.3 billion. That's about $3 grand. Let's take Litecoin, right? Litecoin just released their Mimblewimble sidechain. That's going to give us a lot of additional exposure. Tillman, Anna, if you're listening, please create some articles about how people can understand the difference between optional L2, layer 2, Mimblewimble, and having the real deal on the.
Tillman actually has a great article on that.
Oh,
that
wonderful!
People should check
right.
out. He's all over that one.
Ahead. Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. So market cap parity with Litecoin is 4.7 billion. That would be what, like $3,500 a coin? Is that right? My math gets crazy. 350. I don't know. Yeah, I need to use a calculator for these things. But actually, here, let's do that. So 4.7 billion.
And while Max is doing the math, I just want to throw this out there. I saw a funny, unintentionally funny headline today on Yahoo Finance, where a MicroStrategy chief, Michael Saylor, is talking about Bitcoin going into the millions. And my first thought was, down from the billions?
What's the market share of CD-ROM and MySpace today?
Yeah.
Paper checks, horses.
Sun Micro.
Yeah.
Nokia, Sun Micro. The list goes on and on and on.
Can you sell me your old BlackBerry for 3,000 times the price you paid in 2009? So anyway, 335.
There's always going to be a
Litecoin.
marketplace. Yeah, there's always going to be a marketplace for collectibles. That's the way I see it. So
what was that? 335, Max?
Yeah, $335 is when we pass Litecoin, will be $335 at today's value.
And what X would that be from where we are today?
200.
Excuse me?
200 times. That's
Okay.
20,000% up.
So if somebody had 9 BTC and they wanted to become a whale, and you could by doing the 10 grand a morning, boom, 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 just be consistent and just use those up, you're going to be left. A rising tide will lift all ships. You're going to help us get here. And that, for those 9 coins, I guarantee you, not guarantee you, but I would submit to you that those 9 coins, you making that strategic decision to invest those in Epic Cash now, while we are retraced, ready for you to jump, and track that against your remaining 90 BTC. And I bet you that you are going to be saying, damn, why did I just go in for 9? Because what was that percent? How many X did we just talk about, Max?
So it's 20,000%, 200X.
Okay, so do 200X times Bitcoin's current market cap. Tell me what that number is if you have a calculator that big. And that's what we'd have to get to for Bitcoin to go 200X.
Yeah. So another way to put it is even if your end goal is to stack more BTC, you end up with more BTC by being an Epic than you do in BTC itself. So let's say somebody was a Pirate Chain holder, because we did the math there last year, and they had $6,000 worth. Now that would be worth $1,000. Meanwhile, Epic has gone to $20,000 while the price of Pirate has gone down. So you could have getting 10 times more Pirate coins, something like that, 30 times. Yeah, you would get 30 times more Pirate coins by being an Epic and then buying them back later when they're cheaper. So there's a great meme out there. BTC and Epic are both going to $1,000, like ships passing in the night. So, I mean, Epic is more scarce, is more useful. It's 10 times faster, 100x cheaper to run, 1,000 times better for the environment. and I would say at least a 10,000 times better ROI proposition. So, if you're really bullish on the future of some other coin, just evaluate, well, this one is microscopic value, and this one's already $500 million or $500 billion or whatnot, and do the math. If you really have the right lens, the right paradigm, the right software to evaluate what's happening here, you can be financially independent beyond your wildest dreams in a relatively short period of time. I recommend, there's a book on my website here. I just launched it. It's still a little janky, but let's go there. The library, there's a great book on here called When Money Dies. And it talks about 1923 Germany. In 1923 Germany, the Reichsmark was wiped out. And it was very interesting how housewives responded, how pensioners, how farmers, how industrialists. There was a time when you could buy the entire Daimler-Benz Corporation for less than, I think, a couple hundred of their cars. Due to capital controls and hyperinflation. I mean, they were adding zeros to the end of the currency there by the end so fast. Let me show you what's happening here.
Hey, Max, actually,
Yes.
let's don't. We're way
Okay.
over. And,
Okay.
and the reason why is because I was coming to a very, 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 very good final point, which is when we go through, did all of the 200X and all of that, a little bit goes a long way. So what we just presented to you is what we would like to present to the world through New to the Street. Can you imagine Mike Mumola presenting what Max just did in his very articulate way, and us working on it well in advance to be scripted out so it is just persuasive? Keep in mind Mike Mumola's profession. He's an attorney. He's been in front of juries. So if I'm going to place my dollars, my investment dollars anywhere, I like the fact that Mike is behind it and that he is going to be the person presenting it. And he's going to be closing. He's going to be giving his final testimony. And that's when we're going to start getting people flocking into this. And that's why it's important that we remain on Bitmart so that we can say, well, how do you get it? Well, there's three ways you can get it. You can get it through, if you're KYC, we're on Bitmart. If you want a decentralized exchange, we're on Vite. Go to t.me/epic cash, join the community, and we can guide you wherever. If you want
to mine it, yeah. I mean, you can mine it.
You can even buy with credit
extra
card.
laptops. You can, yeah.
Oh, tell about the credit cards, Max.
Yeah. So it's on Stellar X. You need the Lobster wallet, LOBSTR. It goes through the Stellar XLM service. Thanks to Robert at Fast Epic for running an AMM and doing the bridge. So basically, it takes a bit of doing, but if you're willing to jump through the hoops and scan your face and do KYC and whatnot, you can actually buy Epic with credit and debit card today through Stellar. So stellarx.com. If you want to do that,
Awesome.
go to t.me/epic cash help desk and say, hey, I need help. Can somebody give me some info on buying with credit or debit card? And one of the volunteers will get you taken care of there.
Perfect. Well, we went over an hour and a half, and I got to tell you what, time flew. I haven't had this much fun on a live stream since, Crypto Coffee. the last 1 and 2, and please join us this upcoming Wednesday. Hopefully Todd's travel issues, but Max, you did a great job pinch hitting, and I really appreciate it. But this live stream today has been very encouraging for me. I hope it has been for you too. We are in the right place, the right time, the right coin, and we have a great community. And we have a lot of great marketing opportunities before us. And let's just, hook elbows and go on this journey together. So everyone, have a great weekend. I will let you all know in t.me/epic cash when I drop the video, the investors video, because I really want all of you guys to be able to see it and have just one link to be able to go, as Yoga calls it, just seagull into some other communities and say, hey, we really think that Cardano should be one of the one of the cryptocurrencies featured within this amazing new made for TV series. See what I'm talking about? I mean, we can all do that. It's just like, let's use our brains here. Let's just go out. And if we can get other communities screaming to the leadership saying, yeah, did you see this? We should do this. Let's, reach out to them, contact them. Then we might be able to just make this work, guys. Okay. Max, Enrique, Yoga, thank you as always. Appreciate you. Those in the chat, thank you. Sorry, haven't been paying any attention in there if there were been any questions. But I think we've gone over far enough. So have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you on Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time for some coffee.